anything. It could be Nicki Minaj shaking her tail, okay? But I want the audience to see and feel you before anything.
Broke out of the church walls because there are people that will feel God because of you and your voice and the anointing. No matter what the freak she's singing. I'm like, how is this girl singing beside Nicki? And you literally feel like God is beside her too. Wow. Has there ever been a time that you auditioned for something that you just knew you were going to get the part and it didn't work out, and what did you learn from that experience?
It was Beyoncé the Renaissance Tour, and honey, I just knew that I got it, you know. And maybe that was just a lesson that I needed to learn. Go in a situation thinking, you know, you got it, because baby got knocked down 10 feet. You hear me?
Really?
Boom, 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 chop. Okay. But
did you know in the moment when you was auditioning that it was a crash and burn?
Absolutely. So in this audition, I'm a soprano, and literally like at the last minute, I was asked to do alto, and I didn't really prepare. Not that that's an excuse, because if this your job,
this is
you know
what you do.
This is what you do, then you should be able to do anything. But in that moment, it's Beyonce, so it's like you already like whew, on edge, right. And then that switch kind of just really threw me for a loop-de-loop. But yeah, they asked me to sing alto, and I was just like, whoa.
Did you get to come with your own song? Did they teach you a song?
No, they gave us a song, and when we got there, we literally learned it in like 10 minutes. But the learning it was like, this is the soprano note, this is the alto note, this is the tenor note, and go. And I was just like, oh, okay, shoot. And then when it was time to go, they was like, by the way, sing alto. And I was like, oh, no. So it was a double like, oh, get me out of here. But I knew in that moment, and I called Ruby right after, and I was like, Rubes, crash and burn, honey. And she was like, no, you can't crash and burn. I was like, yes.
Oh, but we can.
Oh, but we
can.
Okay.
So when that opportunity didn't work out, was there something that happened afterwards that you then understood why they didn't work out?
Yes. Okay. So right after, you know, I didn't get the Renaissance, listen, defeat was setting in, and I got a call to do an audition for Tobe. Mm-hmm. Got an opportunity to join them for Coachella, and I thought it was just like, you know, maybe a one-off, but it turned into like I became a part of that family. And it was.
I came from poverty.
Great, because since they're family oriented, I was able to bring my son, who I just had a year and a half ago.
Wow.
And I was able to really, you know, still be a mom and in entertainment. What you want me to sing, Tiana?
I want you to sing for Jesus.
I really cannot. Okay.
I'm not even looking at you.
That ain't the point, girl. You in here.
Do you want me to leave?
Yes, get out.
Do you want me to worship you? Oh, my soul, rejoice. Take joy, my King, in what you hear. And God, let it be a sweet, God, let it be a sweet sound in your ear. We exalt thee. We exalt thee. Yeah. God, we exalt thee. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. With all of the huge artists that you've traveled with, how do you balance these relationships? Because I'm sure they tour a lot of times at the same time.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing. Like, I strategically been to where most of them aren't at the same time, but there was a time before I started working with Nicki, I was working with Lambert. That was kind of like my first like major gig.
Yeah.
And Nicki called for me to do something with her, and it was just like, oh God, what do I do? Telling Nicki at the time, like, listen, I can't say yes to you without figuring out what I'm already in. You know what I'm saying? And went to Adam and, you know, explained to him what was going on, and him being so gracious, like, I would never stop you or try to, like, you know, put a ceiling on where you can go. This is great. So he was just like, you know, go. And I found myself a replacement, honey, and I went.
That's the key right there.
Don't bring a problem if you can't bring a solution.
Period.
That's the worst type of problem.
Okay, from mom to mom.
Yeah.
You make it look easy because, I mean, I'm like, it seems like your journey is filled with yeses. And yeses that I couldn't even fathom, okay? So,
Renaissance, no.
So, with all of the opportunities that you've been blessed to be a part of, and now your daughter, she'll be turning 10 this year.
Yes.
How has that dynamic changed?
How she listen, be like, where you going? Don't go. And that part kind of like, it hurts because it's like, you know, she has expensive dreams and aspirations, and I have to provide them.
Yeah.
So she understands, Mom, gotta go to work. I'll be gone for almost 4 months altogether. And so I'm like, listen, whenever you feeling like, think about parents.
Yeah. So is there something that, like, because of your life and your career, that you teach her about her dreams?
I'm a firm believer in, like, reassuring her, even though I'm leaving and it's a sacrifice, and you're the person that kind of is the sacrifice, or the time spent with you is the sacrifice. Yeah. But I would never want to feel bad for having a dream as a kid and actually obtaining it. It's on stages with thousands of people, and they ain't there to see me, but they know who back there singing. I'm not gonna feel sorry for achieving a goal.
So, okay, let's talk about Sunday Service. So, we were both in Sunday Service. You were the group of 40 that started that choir. From January 2019 till when I joined August 2019, it went from 40 to 150.
Yeah.
The 40 that were originally a part were all like professional background singers. When I came on, we were not professional background singers. We were just singers.
Come on.
It was community choir, okay? It was a paid master class. Like, when I look back on it now, just the people that I was blessed to sing alongside that were touring professionals, that were like people like Nikki Greer, like to be amongst people like her, that was just like,
and I think that was the most frustrating part. I didn't realize like who they were around and the opportunities that was right beside them. I would go in that room just praying, like, because it was so much talent in that room. The room I felt was responsible for these people's knowledge, and I think they let a lot of things just go to where they thought, oh, well, this is the standard, this is the industry, and it's like, baby, you take this somewhere else, and that's gonna be the end of you.
People ask you all the time, like, how did you get this gig? How did you get this gig? And when I think about my opportunities, it was always a referral. It was, I don't know that I've ever got picked from an audition or something.
Same. I think I've maybe 2 to date. Everything is really word of mouth. And
was that hard for you as a professional, being surrounded by people that were not taking advantage of this opportunity?
Like you said, me and a few other people were always kind of advocating for, like, the knowledge and the professional side of it, because I understood how this industry is. It's referral. It's based off of word of mouth, and it only takes one person to get a phone call like, hey, I'm looking for so and so, and I heard about this person. They be like, ooh, and that person will not go to someone else to get a second opinion. They gonna take that because they're a reliable source, and move on. You know, so don't take the chance of being on the other end of someone's you know.
But as someone that was in a group surrounded by talented people that was always called on to lead songs, did you ever feel comfortable with being selected?
It was only uncomfortable because I understand how it goes. Like, it wasn't that I'm always picked, but people realize like I'm going to pick on who's going to get the job done.
Who's going to deliver?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the person who was in charge knew. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this person I know. I can throw her anything and she's going to deliver.
And she is.
This person I know. So I think you know
have to go with what you know.
You gotta go with
so
what
you don't
know.
feel bad about knowing that you're gonna get the job done. And but I think that's incredible to have that because there are a lot of people that feel uncomfortable with the weight of their gifting.